I'm Oli Beckingsale, Endura mountain bike racing professional, and I've been riding professionally now 13 years. And this year I'm using Continental tyres, and today I'm just going to give you a little kind of rundown, a few top tips on how to get a tubeless ready tyre onto a rim, pumped up, no hassle, no swearing, no tears. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is give the tyre a good clean. The cleaner the tyre, the more chance the sealant has to grip and make a seal on the inside of the tyre and block up any small holes that you might have in the sidewalls. So for this we're just using a bucket and stiff brush and just a normal washing up liquid. That's good enough to do. Make it pretty strong in there, and then getting good studs, get stuck into the tyre, give it a good wash around, particularly on the sidewalls, and basically just work your way around the tyre until it's all nice and clean, and then just give it a little wipe out, a little dry. It doesn't need to be bone dry before you start mounting it on the rim. Okay, cool. So in true Blue Peter style, here's one I cleaned out earlier using the washing up liquid in the bucket. So first thing you need to do is you're trying to get the tyre bead to sit onto the little walls and not to drop into the concave section in the middle. So instead of pushing the tyre all on from one side, you place the tyre into the centre of so the rim's sitting in the middle of the tyre. And then you start on one side. Struggle. If you start from one side, you're more likely for it to drop into the concave, whereas if you start from this side, it's more likely to sit tight on that side ledge. Next thing you need to do is put in some of the sealant. Careful to try and keep it in the bottom of the tyre, not to let it pop out the back. It should be okay because the bead should be pretty tight. I'm using about 90mm sealant for this 2.2 tyre. And starting at the top, first of all put the top section of the tyre in. Careful not to knock it around too much. Once you've worked your way around, the best thing is just to rotate the wheel and then let the sealant fall into the bottom of the tyre now, where you've already located both sides. And then pop over onto the top onto the rim. So there you've got your tyre on the rim with the sealant included, and then it's time to blow it up. Okay, so now we've got the tyre located on the rim. Need to get some air in it. So just using a normal track pump, the tyre should be tight enough to get it up and running. Now you need to go real quick, try and push as much air as you can into the tyre to try and get it to locate onto the side of the rim. And that bang then, that was just the tyre getting pushed up from the middle concave section up onto the tyre and actually sealing it and making it a nice tight fit. That little bang is what you want to hear. Okay, a common problem you can encounter is sometimes the tyre you're pumping up and it's just that the air seems to be flying outside, and that's because normally the tyre bead is sat in the concave part of the rim and not on this ledge, and the gap's too big, and therefore the air's just flying out and you're not getting a seal. A little tip I got off a mechanic last year is use a tyre lever, put that under the tyre bead and pull the bead onto the ledge, and then using your other thumb hold it in place and then start rotating the tyre lever around the rim, and basically you're pulling the tyre bead onto that ledge. You keep working around until it's as tight as you can get it, and then hopefully if you do that on both sides you'll make the tyre tighter on the bead, and then when you pump it up next time it'll fly up. Okay, so once the tyre's inflated up on the rim, you want to put about 40 psi in, I reckon, to give it a nice something to to push against. Give it good. What you want to do is get the stands or the sealant that you're using to seal itself and get it all around the rim rather than just sitting in one area. So the best way to do that is to either stick it in your bike and go for a bike ride, or alternatively you just need to give it a good old spin and get it up and running. And you're going to try and work the sealant all around the tyre to get it to push out and seal all the little gaps. Like I say, the best alternative is to actually put it in your bike and go for a little ride. Okay, so the tyre's blown up, you've had a little spin. If you're going to leave it overnight, you want to try and give it the best chance of just sealing itself nicely. So a little trick is just to leave it overnight, either hung up from something or in a bucket. What you're trying not to do is to push the tyre directly from the bottom, which may pop the tyre off the rim. So just try and spread the load around the tyre while you're leaving it overnight. So there we go, all up on the rim, all ready to ride and hit the trails.